to drive aeroplanes. That was my aim in life. You know, it's like a kid. Thomas the Tank Engine. When I grow up, I want to be a train driver. You know, so that was me ever since I was about 7, and I fulfilled my how to say dream by going off to America. I lived there for a year, and I got everything, my commercial license to fly airplanes. And I suppose your next question is, what are you doing driving a bus? It's a long story, but I got everything. Everything. I lived in Poland, done hour building, my exams in London, blah 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 blah. The long story short is, my people from Europe on the bus will tell you that a number of years back we had a very big recession, and Ireland was one of those countries, and of course there was no jobs. I found myself working in a Starbucks on a 0-hour contract, doing 2-3 hours a day. How are you supposed to pay your rent on $8.65 an hour, you know? So, 3 hours a day, you know? But don't you think for a second I've lost my interest in aviation? I haven't, and if I can, on any portion of a trip, I'll try and fit in a story about an aeroplane somewhere. And this is my version of an aeroplane story down here in the west of Ireland. So, we need to go back to the Second World War. And back in the Second World War, there was an aeroplane flying above us as we speak. It was known as the Traveling Trollope, a B-24 bomber from the US Air Force. Now, if you know anything about the Air Force, what they do is they paint pictures of semi-nude women on the sides of the aeroplanes. Soldiers are going to war. The last thing you want to think about is you're going to war. So the soldiers, they think of their wife, their girlfriend, their fiancée at home. Well, the Travelling Trollope ran into technical difficulty with its navigational equipment. It started to malfunction, and the navigator runs to the captain. He tells him to climb the plane up to 13,500 feet to get above the clouds so they can get a fix from the stars. He must have been good. He actually found out that they were 100 nautical miles south of where they should have been. The flight was originally planned from Newfoundland in Canada to Prestwick in Scotland. You know nothing about aviation, it doesn't matter, they were way too low. Then they started to have problems with their engines. Their outboard engine started giving way, then the next engine started giving problems. The navigator runs up to the captain. He's like, dude, I have no bloody clue where we are. What are we going to do? We need to ditch this plane. The captain says, right, we're turning around. And they made a 180-degree turn, crucial part of the story, over Shannon Airport. They made their way back to where we are right here, right now. They crossed this bridge. Look at the one that's right in front of us. Perpendicularly, from left to right. Imagine an airplane now coming through those clouds. A B-24 bomber. The Traveling Trollope crash-landed just over to your right-hand side. Now, wouldn't that be a great story if they all survived? And they did. Thanks to the wonderful command of the captain on board that day, all the soldiers saved their lives. Yes, nice, absolutely. But why am I telling you the story? I can't remember. Yes, I do. I love playing. To show you how Catholic Ireland was back in those days, as the story goes, the local parish priest of the town of Lahinch, that's now in front of us, came down to the crash site you saw back there with a bucket of black paint, and in his black dress he ordered that those soldiers paint over that picture of the semi-nude woman on the side of the aeroplane. He couldn't have given a fiddler's fart of the state or the condition that they were in. How did I find that out? Thanks to that golf course on your right-hand side. On your right, guys, you have Lahinch Golf Club. That is voted the 5th most beautiful links course in the world. Tiger Woods has actually played out there twice, and it is where the 2019 Irish Open took place, where 42,000 people extra per day for 9 days came down here for that sporting event. Will we get a wave from these two? There we go. So yes, I was on a